Okay, so today we have this little thing called the Baby Boombox. It's a little AM FM radio. It takes 4 AA's, so it takes 6 volts basically. 2 in parallel, 2 in series. It's got a handle, an antenna, everything you'd expect, right? Okay, but here's the problem. Whenever I turn it on, you can see I just go to a station. Do you hear when I turn the knob? Whenever I turn the volume knob, it's really staticky for some reason. So I'm gonna open it up and we're gonna try to clean it out. Maybe resolder some components if anything failed. Overall, show how it works, I guess. Okay, so once you've taken all the screws out and the batteries out and the back off, you should have these components left, and then the back should just pop off. And now we're inside. You can see it really is just a radio. There's like nothing else in here. There's a couple speakers. Other than that, there's pretty much nothing else in here. There's not even a headphone jack or a line out. There are 2 potentiometers on here, which again, I'm not a radio expert as much as I'd like to be. We are gonna try to figure out what those do. Usually it's just tuning. Most knobs and radios are just tuning for, if the signal gets a little off over time, instead of just like fixed resistors. If you look carefully, all the caps look to be fine in this thing. Nothing's really blown over time. There is this one black one that doesn't match the rest of the blue ones, which makes me wonder if it was replaced, but probably not. I don't think anyone's repairing these. They're like a dime a dozen. I think they just buy a new one. There's not really a lot going on in here. Enough talking about components though. Let's take the board out and flip it over. Okay, so in the last bit when I said I don't think anyone's been in here, why would they be? Well, these screws, I got one out. They're stripped a ton, dude. These screws are so stripped. You can't really see it that well on camera, but someone's been in here before, or the machine they used was terrible to build this thing. Okay, we've taken the board out of this back housing, or the front housing technically, but you can see there's this little mechanism right here with the 2 little prongs almost that latch on to this tuning knob, so that you can see the turning on this, or the tuning on this front part. I got the thing out, the screw right here, if you can see it. The camera will focus. Anyways, it's pretty stripped, like really bad. I'm surprised I even got this thing out. Also, I just found out there's another screw in here, just stuck to one of the speakers. So someone's been in here before. Probably the same reason I was in here, to fix this volume knob. If you look carefully at this volume potentiometer, it's not just any potentiometer. If you click it enough, it actually clicks this little metal piece down, completing the circuit. So if you actually turn it all the way back, it clicks it up, so it's not even on. It's not even active. So it's off, and now it's on, and then you can turn the volume up. It's like that on a lot of these older radios. Some of the newer radios just have a switch instead, which I think is kind of boring. This is cooler. This does fail a lot though, which is probably why it makes a clicking noise when we turn it on. And not this clicking noise, like a different one. You know what I mean. So there's not really a lot going on in here that I can see is wrong. I'm gonna take a closer look at this potentiometer and then clean it off a little bit. So I'll see you then. Okay, we took the knob off of the rest of this potentiometer over here, so now it's just the little thing. Probably shouldn't twist that. And you can see inside. I'm gonna put some isopropyl alcohol in there and maybe dust it out a little, clean it out. I don't have compressed air, so that sucks, but isopropyl alcohol it is, since it evaporates quickly and doesn't rust or affect components. So I'll be back once I clean the knob out. Oh yeah, real quick, I want to mention to all radio manufacturers, I'm lucky on this one. You can see this knob just directly connects to this. If you put one of these tuning potentiometers and then a string attached to it and then a knob, that's the worst possible design of all time, because that string snaps in repair all the time, if not by itself, just in normal use. And they snap really often. I'm lucky with this one. Like I said, it just connects directly to this tuning potentiometer. Anyways, I cleaned off the knob here. If you look underneath, it looks a little bit cleaner. Yeah, it looks a little bit cleaner. We're gonna turn it on and see if my cleaning made a difference or if I made it worse. So let's find out. Update, I got the knob completely back on. It doesn't feel gravelly anymore. I'm not gonna reassemble it just yet. Let's put these batteries back in, and let's see if it still makes weird noises when I turn up the volume. Oh, one last thing before I put it together. Just had this idea. I'm gonna try to replace these screws for the next person who opens it, which will probably be me again, because these screws are stripped out of screws. They're like just nails at this point with rivets on them. I'll be right back after I get some new screws. Okay, we have replaced the screws. As you can see, it's not as stripped anymore. I found matching screws in a bin of screws. So that's, not only did I find matching screws, but they both fit. So we got some replacement screws in. Let's shut the back. Before we put the batteries in and test it for the final time, make sure, especially on older devices where the plastic might be more brittle, make sure you screw the screws in all the way. Right? Don't tighten them like over tight. The plastic will crack most likely. Plastic gets brittle very quickly if you leave it out in the cold, and this was in a garage for a long time. Make sure that you don't crack the plastic if you want to put it back together. If you want to take it apart and scrap it, burn the plastic, I don't care. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.